Welcome to the Motocross Supercross podcast. Podcast.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Episode 187, the infamous Daytona Supercross race is upon us. I'm Adam here with Claudio. What's up, Claudio?
Excited for this race. It's going to be a good one. I feel like it sucks every year, but this year is going to be awesome.
That's right. And I think it is going to be awesome too. Coming off of Atlanta, this track is obviously going to be very sandy, very soft. We heard everyone complaining in Atlanta about how soft that track was, and yeah, they're definitely going to get it this week in Daytona, as it is every year. But first, as always, let's start with the weather. This is an outside race. Pits are outside. Everything's outside. So it's always important to look at that weather. And you know what? I think we're in good shape. There is a small percent chance of rain, but that doesn't come till later on in the night. So, yeah, it's like a 5% chance also from like 4 a.m. to like 9 a.m. or whatever. But
yeah, I was actually wanting to see what was that going to be like, because you know this is an open race and definitely don't want to get wet. So
that's right. Yeah. So we got high of 80, or actually that's the feels like. High is 77. The lowest it's going to get is in the 60s. So the low 60s to the high 77. It's going to be a perfect day, I think, of racing. Probably got to pack that sunscreen though. Because it is going to be, you know, partly cloudy, mostly cloudy is what they say, but I would expect to see the sun out there for sure.
Yeah, I sure hope so. I mean, sunscreen, like you said, but let's jump into this race, because this one, it's interesting. First off, it's not organized by Phelps Motorsports. It's organized by Daytona people, and I know they do a collaboration with Honda, so you will not see anything Monster around the track. I hope I'm right about that, because you know they can probably sneak in a little Monster finish line or something like that. But yeah, that's it's sponsored by Honda, and it's during Bike Week, so people wise, it's crazy already.
Yeah, this is the kickoff to Bike Week, so it's like the official opening of this whole Bike Week that comes to Daytona every year. Going to be a lot of people there, that's for sure, from all over. They all come down for this race.
Yeah, and looking to this track, I'm already loving all the different colors I'm seeing on this track map.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those tracks where it's got some super, super long sections. It's like you go down, then you go down, and then you come back, and then you go down. But it looks like a pretty simple layout. It's almost like symmetrical, with the start line kind of be in the middle of that. But yeah, you said the different colors. I'm guessing you're talking about the dark dirt, the sand, and then I guess the regular dirt. Who knows?
Yeah, they have the start going into a black dirt whoop section, to a turn, to a like a beach sand whoop section, to regular, I'm gonna go with exactly like dirt clay, you know, that you find here in Florida. And then you have like a long rhythm sections. You have this section with
so long. That's insanely long. It's like Red Bull straight rhythm.
Yeah, exactly. And then you have like this section with like jumps in different area. Like there's not really like a jump. It's just like humps everywhere. That's crazy.
It looks like ski moguls.
Yeah. And then you go back to like a long rhythm section. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun race. You had the different dirts and different areas, and that's cool. I like that a lot.
The start looks pretty short though, right? Looks like it's gonna be a short start.
Yeah, I mean they go on that concrete, makes it a little longer, but yeah, it does look short for this one.
I was going to say, one thing that I also like about this Daytona track is that we'll be able to take backpacks in and coolers and my camera, and like it's not that stadium kind of security where they don't let you take anything. And then Daytona actually lets you take pretty much everything in except guns, so that's kind of cool.
which is kind of ironic too, because as you know, they do the Daytona 500. And, you know where I'm going with this.
Where are you going with this?
But anyways, something that I want to point out. Well, we have a couple people that are going to be missing this race, and in the 250 class, we have Jordan Smith, who I believe we talked about it in the podcast already, and we said he was going to be missing Daytona. He's still due to his wrist injury. Somebody else that's not going to be there is actually Justin Barsha for the 450 class, and he's still dealing with a concussion apparently, and that's kind of bumming actually.
Yeah,
But
2 races in a row for Barsha, so that really sucks. Jordan Smith, like you said, that really sucks for him too, even though because he had those flashes of doing pretty good and how he did really good in Detroit. So, it's just interesting that he decided not to race this one. And obviously that whole Troy Lee Designs team is pretty much, injured right now because Jordan Smith out, and then we got Mitchell Falk out, and then Sean Cantrell broke a bone in his wrist in Atlanta on press day. So he's out too. It's like the whole freaking Troy Lee teams is out, but don't let that get you down because there is going to be a Troy Lee rider there. But he's going to be racing the 450s, and that is Shane McElrath.
that's right. Shane McElrath, who's going to be jumping into the 450 class, but he's going to be racing his 250.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think that's probably not a good idea, but I think it's cool that he's doing that.
Hey, that's the bike that he's riding. Like, he's just trying to stay. He's just trying to stay in race mode this next couple of weeks, and then jump into Seattle in a couple of weeks. So I don't see why he's just
going to get killed. He's going to get killed on the starts.
And that's fine. He's just out. He's not out there for the championship. He's out there to just keep that racing momentum and that, just the adrenaline running through your blood. That's what you want to do through your body.
Yep, and to give people a reason to wear their Troy Lee hats.
That's right.
Yeah, so coming into this race in both of these classes, let's start with these 450s because we have Cooper Webb on top, Ken Roxon sitting in second, Marvin Musquin third, Eli Tomac fourth. All those guys are running pretty close together with Blake Baggett over 20 points behind them in 5th place. So those top 4 guys, that's where the battle is. Ken Roxon still hasn't won a race yet. Same with Musquin. But Cooper
when is
Webb's
that going to
on
happen?
fire. Exactly. It's got to be this weekend. Usually Daytona, like last year we saw Justin Brayton win at Daytona, so maybe we'll see a new winner this week. That would be nice. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, someone else is actually going to be there. It's Ryan Sipes, who lately, I don't know if you been keeping up with him, but lately I've been seeing a lot of him, and he's doing crazy things, which I love. I love a lot. He's just riding dirt bikes, doing everything. Like he's doing GNCCs, he's doing Daytona, he's gonna do like all types of things, and that's actually kind of cool. But yeah, he'll be there this weekend as well.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. And speaking of someone who's doing other things, friend of the show, Lorenzo Locurcio, is going to be doing the MX2 class for the MXGP after this Daytona race, it looks like. Yeah, the riders for the Kawasaki Bud Racing team, they're out. So, and it's pretty cool. They tapped, Lorenzo to go over there and represent. So that's pretty sick.
That is amazing. Congratulations to Lorenzo on landing the ride. I mean, it kind of sucks because we won't see him, but
yeah, definitely.
But good for him. He, and I hope he gets something for outdoors and just comes back and kills it.
Yeah, exactly. So pretty cool. We definitely touching on a lot of news this episode. So much happening. Daytona is always an exciting race of the year. But we talked about those 450s. Let's talk just a little bit about these 250s because we are back to just the East Coast this weekend. No more West Coast for a couple weeks, but Austin Forkner still leading these points by 18 points up on Justin Cooper, Chase Sexton in third, Jordan Smith, who won't be there, in fourth, Alex Martin, Martin Davalos in sixth. So remember we talked about when Jordan Smith first got hurt that, like, if Jordan Smith can't race, who's going to be next in line to challenge Austin Forkner? Well, that's this weekend. That's Daytona. We saw Chase Sexton do really good. Justin Cooper kind of seems like he's off to a slow start, but still sitting second in the points. So I feel like one of them or Alex Martin or maybe even Martin Davalos, maybe he can turn it up this weekend, but someone's got to do it this week or else he is just going to run away with this thing.
You're absolutely right, man. Somebody needs to step up and do a little challenge to Austin Forkner. And I think it's going to be difficult, actually, to get him. He's coming from getting, defeated he got beat in Atlanta. I know he's got to come back out and swing and show these guys that he might lost the showdowns, but he's still the East Coast wannabe champ. So
who do you think, out of all those guys, Cooper, Sexton, Martin, and Davalos, who do you think will step up to challenge Forkner?
Honestly, I think Sexton will be that person.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's starting to look like right now. But as we said, you never know. Even Martin Davalos or Alex Martin, give them a good start. Maybe I like Forkner's dominance, but I do want to see someone, make this thing a little bit interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I was all about Forkner just breaking records. I want him to win the showdown, and I want him to just win everything this year and just kind of go undefeated. But since he lost the showdown, now I'm ready for some racing. So step it up, boys.
Yeah, maybe it's like he's like a wounded animal right now. He didn't win, so it's like now's the time to strike, Now is the time.
We'll see.
We will see. And in our next episode where we will make our picks and you'll hear our predictions about who we think is going to do good. So is there anything else that we should add to this quick little episode previewing Daytona and touching on all that news?
Stay tuned this weekend, again, to our podcast, the Instagram at MXSX Podcast. We are going to be going live. We're going to be like a girl at the club.
There we go. Again, we'll be at this race and we'll try and bring you some content. So stay tuned. See you next time. Peace.